He's a former police executive and a past president of the National Organization of Black Law Executives. Joins us from Pensacola, Florida, and appreciate you doing so, sir. You were in law enforcement for 40 years. When you talk to your former colleagues about what happened in Minneapolis and what's happening around the country, what do they tell you?
Well, we all are dismayed. We all are very hurt, if you will, very angry. Because certainly what we all observed happened on Monday, May 24th, was we all consider a black eye to the profession, because those four men are not indicative of the men and women who are out there tonight that you see helping to control those streets and keep everyone safe and allow them to exercise their First Amendment right. But we're going to get past this too. And we just hope that as we continue in trying to deliver the type of service to the community that they so deserve, it's important that the community know that what happened Monday is certainly not in any kind of way indicative of the work that men and women in public safety do across this country. We all are bad, people are ashamed, and we certainly hope justice is explored in a fair process for them. And there's no doubt in our mind that the other three are going to be arrested, and due process will take place. But that type of behavior, the loss of life, the way that we observed it, it was cruel, it was mean, and it's not indicative of the profession.
Well, certainly here in Atlanta, there was remarkable restraint by police that, I witnessed myself here at the CNN Center. I mean, in the broader sense, it's a problem, bad actions by some cops, not all, of course, just a very few. Or is it a culture that's evolved within some police forces? Is there something that is ingrained or systemic that needs to change?
Well, certainly it can be systemic. Look, you will always hear that there are a few bad apples in a bunch, and there's a lot of truth to that. The problem becomes, it's important, having chiefed two cities myself in my career, it becomes important that we look inside of our organizations and from top to bottom, because if you can have four people, one that actually kill a man right in front of us and the other three that stand there, that is suggestive of me of a larger systemic problem that may exist inside a Minneapolis Police Department. So it becomes incumbent upon the leadership, that elected mayor, that chief, to look inside that organization, because those types of behaviors, if they could do what they did on camera in broad daylight, the question becomes, is this indicative of past behavior where there has been no cameras in dark? So we have to take a look inside of our organizations and make sure that we don't allow those types of behaviors to exist and to sustain themselves, because it certainly does spoil the whole bunch. And people expect far more from their public safety officials than they should.
Yeah, I think one of the thing that is incredibly disturbing is the new detail that came out on Friday about what this officer did and for how long he did it. It was nearly 9 minutes with his knee on the neck of a handcuffed man on the ground, more than 2 minutes with his knee on George Floyd's neck after he was apparently unconscious, all while bystanders are taping it and pleading with it. And the officer just didn't seem to care about that. I mean, what did you make of that?
Well, it's a clear display to anybody that's sitting out here and watching and looking. That was an individual who we're glad to say got arrested earlier today, who was very callous, has no empathy, no concern, no moral compass whatsoever about himself. A man is begging you to let him breathe, and you continue to choke him and rock him with your knee with an appearance that your hand is in your pocket. That is unspeakable. And the American people and people around the globe watched it. And if you look at those folks that are out across our cities, across this country tonight, that's anger. They're mad. They feel that they have no other recourse. Them doing what they're doing, tearing up property, is wrong. There is no excuse for that. But we got to do better than this. We're much far greater country than this. We're much far better than this. But for those types of attitudes and that type of behavior to exist in any police department in this country anywhere cannot be acceptable to anyone. And police men and women who work with people like that and suspect and been around them and carry on that type of behavior, you better do it.
Yeah.
So on yourself and your lifestyle and could possibly be criminally at yourself.
Cedric Alexander, I really appreciate it that we're right out of time. Appreciate you coming on, spending time with us at this late hour. Thank you so much.
Thank you.